some massive deals. What is behind that? What is the size and quantum? And why now?
No, absolutely. So, just to give you some background, we're a real estate development firm based out of Mumbai. We do real estate development in residential, office, mixed-use hotels. We do a lot of work with Gaurav Bhushan sitting here in Accor hotels as well. So broadly, what's happening right now is Mumbai is going through a structural transformation. And the CM, Mr. Fadnavis, is embarking on a mission to build an entirely new city called Mumbai 3.0, which is going to be 3 times the size of the current Mumbai. In that, they're planning very aggressively to build data centers and AI smart city universities and power it with the most advanced infrastructure. We would love to be part of that, and that's why we've signed with the Maharashtra government and a US fund and operating partner a $15 billion commitment over the next 10 to 15 years to build out AI smart city, data centers, a logistics hub, some residential development as well. So we're going to build an entire township and an industrial hub over there.
I would request the audience for a round of applause. These are staggering numbers, and all the very best, but complete your point.
No, so the point is now we are in the age of digital infrastructure, and right now India is a little bit behind compared to where the US, where the Middle East is. But we have ambitious leaders who are very, very keen to catch up. So the scale of what we're doing, normally in India, the data centers we see are about 50 megawatts, 100 megawatts. Now we're straight talking 1.5 gigawatts. So these are some of the largest you'll see anywhere in the world. If you heard President Donald Trump's speech earlier today, he was talking about Mark Zuckerberg building a data center the size of Manhattan. So we are now in India seeing different chief ministers thinking at that scale, Absolutely. Which is very inspiring to see, and we're seeing that in Davos as well.
Andhra Pradesh, where we are at the AP Pavilion of the 6 gigawatt target, 2.5 already accomplished.
Absolutely, and you know, it's very, very impressive to see us in India thinking at the scale of some of the largest technology companies anywhere in the world. And I think we're not too late in our mission to catch up in the digital infrastructure race, because it's all very new, it's all changing every single day. And I think Davos, whatever I've seen, even though I understand the irony of everyone saying, oh, everyone's flying from India and meeting each other, but I've never seen in India the ability to meet so many different chief ministers and CEOs, and most importantly, FDI partners, all in one place trying to find really good solutions to bring this. I
completely endorse that without any reservations, because I think it's a very myopic view that would require an Indian company to only do all business deals in India. When business is global, when supply chains are global, when your sourcing is global, your markets are global, you are getting global money, the expectation is to get FDI. So what is the problem of shaking hands outside?
Absolutely, and the FDI is the important word. Right? Yes. About 80 to 90% of the capital that we're committing will be FDI brought in through capital partners.
Through
now, those
funds.
Partners are in Davos every year, and they want to meet with the different chief ministers in such a setting. They want to meet with the different teams of the chief ministers, and their capital can go anywhere.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you. You know, it's very important that this myopic view that keeps trying to pull down business, and investment comes into the country. It may come into a particular state, but every single Indian benefits, and so I wish you all the very best for that. Gaurav, Harsh spoke about scale. You in your business know scale very well, globally as well as in India. As an investment destination, particularly the post-COVID travel, lifestyle, and experiences boom that has happened, how has that resulted in a better investment opportunity in India? And since we are talking in the setting of the Andhra Pradesh Pavilion, give us a sense of a state flavor also where you are committing your investments into.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You know, Accor has been probably the only global investor in the hospitality space investing in India for over 20 years. So India is not a new destination for Accor. We have been we've been committed to this market well before it became the flavor of the month, if I may. But probably the most interesting change has come to our business post-COVID. And that has been a structural transformation. So probably the most important change is the nature of consumption, and the return of the business post-COVID globally has been staggering, and equally, if not more staggering in India. And that's driven by the way people travel, the way people consume, and their ability to consume at every single level. If you see, Indians today have the ability to pay top room rates all over the world. So they're paying the same room rates in India. And that is driving...
I, for one, would say that perhaps we don't meet purchasing power parity on that aspect. It's difficult to get a room because room rents in some of our metros are astronomical. You could be staying at the Waldorf in New York.
That's exactly the point, because India global hospitality is benchmarked to key cities all over the world. So you're not saying, oh, as a global investor, I'm not going to go to Mumbai, I'm not going to go to Delhi because, you know, the room rates are half of what I get elsewhere, so the investment doesn't make sense.
The kind of air that we see in Delhi for 3 months, should we be paying that kind of room rent?
I won't comment on that one.
Okay, that was not meant to pull down anything. It's a reality. Millions of Indians are dealing with air pollution and we need to find a solution. So please don't get me wrong. I am not trying to pull down the country or Delhi or anything. Go ahead.
No, but what I want to say is, today, India is a global investment destination because the nature of the business, the structural changes, and the consumer's ability to pay for room rates, for experiences, for services is now at par with anywhere else in the world. And that just is pure and simple math. It makes India a great destination.
Quick 10-second interjection before I go to Sree Harsha. Tell me, can you tell us what is your forward plan for 2026? Maybe one marquee property in India or maybe more than one? What can you tell us?
You know, we opened actually 2 marquee properties, the Fairmont in Udaipur and the Fairmont in Mumbai in the last few months.
Right at the airport.
Both have been absolutely spectacular successes and a great example of, you know, the Fairmont, these 2 Fairmonts are probably the top 5 Fairmonts in the world. I mean, this is hospitality at its finest. We're doing a lot of work with Harsh in developing new assets in the country, but it would be a shame if I named but one. What I can tell you is the pipeline that we have of over 45, 50 hotels that are rapidly coming up in the country is at a quality, at a scale which is second to none anywhere in the world, and we invest in 150 countries.
Absolutely, and I wish you all the very best. Imagine 2 Fairmonts that he just spoke about. Sree Harsha, I'm coming to you from your perspective and the business that you operate in. I want to understand your perspective, and at this stage, let me also welcome on the panel Priti Rathi Gupta, founder of LXME, as it is called. Priti, I know President Trump has been in town, or rather this village of Davos, which transforms into a global city just for a week. So thanks for joining in. Just for the viewers, traffic gets mad here, so no fault of hers. We'll come to you, Priti. But Sree Harsha, go and add to what these 2 guests are saying, basically about the India growth story and how you're participating in it.
So as both of them already conveyed a lot of important points on hospitality and the consumption power of how the Indian consumers have been raising the bar in a lot of aspects. So in my field also, there are a lot of, in Alcobev, there are different segments of Alcobevs which India actually consumes. But we are into the premium segment where we just started off our India journey after launching up in 5-6 other countries. Entered the Indian markets, and we just opened up 3 markets, Delhi, Mumbai and Goa.
What's the experience been so far?
It's fabulous. To be honest, we were sold out in Goa during the season, and Mumbai, Delhi were taking in well. We were a little bit late to the party for the last New Year's, but same logistics problems. But I think the consumer pricing pattern where we have structured ourselves into the mid-premier, it's absolutely fabulous to see that consumers are actually having that niche segment to be bought in.
is it therefore correct to say that the premiumization story that we are seeing across sectors, that is now here and permanently built in? Because there were some doubts, the post-COVID boom and the fall, but the premiumization story, is that completely here to stay? I'll come to you on that point as well.
I think it is here to stay because even when you look at our consumption patterns, our middle class is expanding rapidly. And the middle class and above middle class markets are actually looking for various the products which are actually niche enough to do it.
Absolutely. I'll come to you, Gaurav, but let me bring in Priti, the mic with, Priti, offer us your perspective of your time here at Davos, and I have a specific question to add to that. The focus on inclusion in India, especially in business, we have focused on business and we celebrate and mark the most innovative, most powerful, most profitable women business leaders through an annual edition, and you've been part of that. But the growth story of India and what you noticed here in Davos as a woman business leader.
Well, firstly, thank you for having me here, and I apologize for being stuck in the walk traffic,
Yes.
but it was real. I think, one of the things I realize is that when you're back home, everything around you is just so normal, right? When you see amazing real estate coming up, when you see capital markets, it becomes like an everyday thing. It's when you put yourself away in a setting which is global, and then when you have conversations about what's happening in India comparative to what's happening around the world. And for example, I've heard just so much conversation around, and today is a great day to talk about it, all this geopolitical turmoil.
Yes.
And I think we've been like saying, okay, we love it, right? Because this is the time that, maybe it's part of the DNA that we thrive, right? And we thrive in these difficult times. And we've, I think, seen it across. If you go back historically 20 years or 30 years of our economic history, you'll see the times that India has done best is when the world is struggling with something, which is, I'm not sort of saying that that's what should happen, but I think we find
that point is very well taken. There's nothing like a crisis to drive and jumpstart activity in India. Jaidev Gala just a little while back, right here from the stage, said if earlier the R word in reform was in small caps, now it has become a full capital R. But complete your point before I go.
No, absolutely.
Let her
Add on
finish
to the
yeah, just
thing.
let her finish and then we'll come to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, this stage definitely helps while it puts India, the right perspective of where India is, how we're growing, the reforms and everything else that we're doing, right? Which has been absolutely rapid. We've leapfrogged on so many fronts to a global audience. I think it's great to come in as an Indian leader and even feel that, more so impactfully.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what's to me has been sort of an aha moment, being here. So yeah.
I'm glad for that aha moment. Sree Harsha, you wanted to come in.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to, because I grew up watching our CM from Andhra Pradesh who has always quoted this term, opportunities in crisis. So I think that's where we are in right now in these geopolitical scenarios. But yeah, I just wanted to put that up.
I'll just add on to this, Siddharth. I think I come here with an agenda, which is essentially women and wealth. And one of the things that we bring today to this platform is actually a blueprint. I mean, the world is solving for it, right? World is solving for how we can connect the dots between women and wealth. Today, we've come with a blueprint here as form of a preview to a report that we release sometime during the month of February, very proudly showcasing that we've been able to crack it, one, because, of course, we've put in a lot of work in cracking it, but because of the railroads that the government has built for us. For example, UPI, right? Just to simply say that could be the big catalyst in just getting women into the whole space of financial inclusion and just to correct what financial inclusion means is just not access to credit, but access to all financial products, right? So I think it's a feeling of pride to say that we've been able to create this blueprint because of what exists back home.
Okay. We are absolutely on the clock because we have the Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister joining us and one more guest coming up. So I'm going to try and get 10-second answers. India leads the world in hospitality brands. How much more higher can we go in setting the bar?
I think we've just scratched the surface. The unique part about India is the Indian consumer today is a global consumer, but you have an incredible pool of talent that can actually drive the hospitality industry. You have a lot of places all over the world where you have a lot of great hotels, great hospitality, but no talent.
Yeah, we are at the Belvedere, and I hope that there is an Indian-owned property. so maybe in a year or 2 years, so probably we'll get better hotels and better service and better food.
I genuinely believe we're just getting warmed up. You're going to see Indian hospitality be global, truly global, with Indian brands going overseas and global brands like us proliferating in India. The show's just beginning.
All right. Are there any additions on that? Just one single line answer.
Completely accept with what Gaurav is telling, because even with our brand Loca Loka too, we went global and then came back to India. So we were launched in 6 other countries, then we are launching it in India. So
you flipped, a reverse flip, so to say. Harsh, final comment.
No, absolutely. I think we're going to see a massive transformation in India, both in terms of hospitality opportunities, but also just brands coming out of India going to the world, which we've not yet seen as much yet.
Okay. Preeti, I'll let you have the last
I think
word.
hospitality is our DNA.
Yeah.
This is the time for the industry. Indians are spending on, we are spending on hospitality today, whether it's travel, whether it's, luxury across different formats. And I think it's here to grow, boom, and take, like he rightly said, take it to the world, because, that's part of what we bring to the table.
So we started this conversation trying to address some of the myopic views and feedback, and we don't discuss politics at such panels, but I'm sure there was an element of politics. Anything to bring in foreign capital into India, and the champions of Indian industry who do that, once again, I'll request everyone a round of applause for those people, because India needs jobs, it needs investment, it needs all kinds of infrastructure at the top end as well as the very bottom end. So to all of these diverse industry representatives who are in their own ways building India for the future, I thank you and I wish you all the very best. Thank you once again. Thank you. With that, it's a wrap on this. We'll come back. Just stay on the stage, Alok. Yes. I will request the founder of the Rasasi Imtiaz Group, Imtiaz Bhai, to come up and felicitate our panelists here.